what point do we throw in the towel on articles of clothing that are beloved to us? So I am at a point where I am working on getting healthy, and one of the byproducts of that obviously is losing weight. And I am very much at a crossroads, and this is something that I don't think that we talk about enough or very much. And I don't know if it's just because it's a unique experience to me, or if it's something that a lot of people experience, but it just doesn't get talked about. These are my favorite shorts. These are my favorite shorts in the entire world. They obviously no longer fit me. We are very much at a crossroads with them. I can get up off my couch and walk to the kitchen, and they will be at my ankles by the time I get to the kitchen. I'm at this weird fork in the road because, like I said, these are my favorite shorts in the entire world. They are the ugliest thing that you will ever see, but they are the most comfortable thing that I've ever worn in my life. Part of me wants to break out my sewing machine and just take them in so that I can continue to wear them because they are so comfortable and so much part of my life, part of my routine. They've been very well loved. You can see by the stitching that they have lived a life. So part of me wants to keep them and take them in and continue to wear them. But another part of me thinks that getting rid of them would be very much a cathartic experience. It would be very symbolic of me leaving behind the unhealthy, unhappy life that I was living before. And it would be a way for me to move forward. And very much of the mindset that that would probably be good for me, honestly. But at the same time, it's like, they're still good shorts. They are still functional. They're just too big. So if I can take them in, I can still get use out of them. It would be frugal for me to do that. It would be responsible for me to do that. And it's a comfort for me to have these shorts. So I'm kind of very much at a crossroads to where do I get rid of them as a symbolic gesture, or do I take them in? Or, and something else that I've kind of been toying with, do I keep them and use them, which I kind of have already because I've taken a couple of pictures of me in these shorts. One of them I took several weeks ago when I noticed that they were starting to get loose, and then one of them I took today. I sent them to my brother to show him, and I'll put them on here. But it just kind of, I feel like they could also be a way for me to get a visual representation of the progress that I'm making, because I'm not hyper focused on the scale. I'm more focused on my quality of life and just being more healthy and being more active and thriving in my life. So part of me wants to keep them as is for that too. So I'm kind of at a three-pronged fork to where I want to keep them and I want to be able to continue to wear them, and I want to maybe take them in so that I can still wear them and I can comfortably walk around my house and not have to get suspenders or something to hold them up. And then another part of me wants to say, hey, let's, have this symbolic cathartic experience and throw them in the trash. And then another part of me wants to keep them as a means of, keep them as is, as a means of gauging progress in the future. And I know people are going to say you should donate them. I don't think that they are in a condition to where if I donated them somewhere that they would reach the floor of to give away wherever I donated them, because they are rather tattered. They've got peeling and I showed you the stitching and everything. I don't think that they're in good enough condition to where they would make it through the discriminatory process to make it to somebody else. So it's just kind of a funny place to be in, a funny position to be in. And I think I'm thinking that I'm not the only person that has kind of been in this position before, but I don't think that we talk about it enough. I don't think that it's a conversation that is had very often when it comes to this sort of thing. But regardless, this is a very exciting thing for me, but it's also a very sad thing for me. So yeah, at what point do we throw in the towel? And what does that look like?